So Tuna Lobster says opinion on spawn camping solution. There's no like one thing that would fix it. I'm partial to giving medics like spawn options that you can deploy inside. So if you're on defense, I mean it still pays attention to the deploy radius. So attackers can't bring their spawn options inside, but defenders can like throw down a deployable and it's basically like a portable spawn point. Because that's the major one of the major holdups to defending a base is that we don't have enough soft spawns. We just have hard spawns and that's it. So you have spawn room 1, teleporter to spawn room 2, and that's it for most bases. Some bases have tunnels. You can kind of crap out guys at certain areas, but when it comes down to it, those are also really predictable as well. So look at amp stations. Amp stations, tech plants. How many times have you just been utterly camped? Even though it's like an additional route, makes sense, got a nice advantage, you can't push through because people know that that's one of the things that you can do. But if you had like a soft spawn that's deployable at some point, set it up in a nice spot, set it up in the spot that nobody really pays attention to, then they know instantly, like, okay, we got to track this down, we got to kill it because it's hindering our attempt on a capture right now. That to me, that's the simplest solution. If you're talking about just like one idea, but a lot of it comes from base design, not as much as people tend to believe, because you can design bases all day long. People are still going to find ways to camp them. That's just how it is, unless it's indoors and it's only infantry and you got a huge pain field outside that's just shoving people away. No, it's not going to work. You can design a base any way you want, but people are just going to, or if the base is like completely open and it's an open field, where it's basically a shooting gallery, and you can only do that with so many bases. So people they want to blame it on base design, but uh, it's actually not not actually going to solve the problems. You can look at Ezmir. Ezmir is a good example. How many times have you fought in the Octagon? And I mean, how many bases like are you going to make like the Octagon, right? With just the walls everywhere, and even that's like terrible campiness because as soon as you press and you compress the defenders into the spawn rooms, you just camp the walls, as infantry or as light assaults and peek corners, and you can't do anything. You can't do anything, and it's the idea of a good infantry-centric base, but the spawn camping is still there. Uh, Actually, Tuna Lobster saying new amps aren't as bad. Too many exit options to camp them all. Yes, I agree with that. I also think that the flow is really jacked up. I think that kind of everything's everywhere, and it doesn't feel they don't feel good to fight at. It took me a long time to kind of arrive at that, but it's just there's something wrong with the way that the base is set up, and I'm sure I can like go in and pick it apart, but I don't know. It definitely gives you the spawn options by creating them. Ownership of a capture point creates them at a new area of the base, and then it actually shifts the battle and allows you to attack from different angles. But there's something. It just feels like a scattered mess. Actually says that XP for controlling the point is really going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be good. It is going to be good because it'll take some pressure off of the spawns, right? For people who want to progress, and the people who don't want to progress, who want to do the almighty, like I'm suppressing you and this is the best role. That's an excuse. It's an excuse because outfits have been sending members away from capturing, like from bases that are already camped out. They send members to the next base, knowing that you're not going to get the capture experience, you're not going to get the capture directive from sitting there, but you need to start securing the next base, and that's how it goes. Like an outfit, anybody who's actually doing something useful in this game will know they're going to forsake their experience to do it because that's not the motivator, right? It's your alert, or it's taking over a continent, or it's just making good fights. So yeah, so the people who complain about not having experience for camping a spawn room, you guys can just you need to find something else to do with your time.